Hello, hello, it's seemownay. Summer is over, or at least almost, in my house. That means I can go back to creating process videos, and I started with Project Life. Why? Well, because I'm on week 14 and we are in week 30 right now when I'm recording this process video. And it's I don't really need to be caught up, but I just want to create in my Project Life album because it's fun. And so this is where I'm starting. And I actually filmed 4 process videos this week for Project Life. So I'm on week 17 right now, which makes me feel much better. Um, and as you can see, as I'm catching up, I'm trying to keep things simple. So what I'm working with is, or what I did before I actually went on my YouTube hiatus and stopped making process videos, was I put out all of my photos, I cut them down, I laid them out where I thought they might go, and I picked cards. But what I didn't think of when I did exactly that was that there would be so much time in between picking the cards and actually working on those spreads that even though I put them in their sleeves, not in the sleeves, but just in so photo cover thingies, when you order your photos, the envelopes that you get your photos in, I put them back in there, divided by weeks. So I have one envelope for each week. And I put them in the order I wanted them to be on the spread. Sometimes I picked more than one card because I wasn't sure which one I was going to choose, or maybe I wanted to make a flip pocket. Uh, I don't remember. And that's exactly what was so hard about working with pre picked cards. Now, I could have just picked new cards, but then I also, I think picking cards is the most time consuming part of actually working on Project Life spreads. So I decided to just push through and make them work. Now, this video here was my very first creative endeavor after almost 2 months of planning or only planning. I used my planner, my mini pocket rings planner, as a memory keeping thing, but that was like a square of 2 inches by 1 inch to be filled every day, which actually worked really perfect for me. I love doing that. And if you want to see how that looks, you can just hop on over to my Instagram and scroll through, and you can see the July, how I did that in July. This is not how I normally do it, but I actually really loved it. So maybe I will do that in 2019. Um, that's a tangent. I struggled really hard. This was the very first creative thing that I did after almost 2 months of not scrapbooking. Which means, I'm sorry for screaming. Uh, my creative mojo was as far away from me as, like, I'm on the North Pole and the creative mojo is on the South Pole. But I think I was okay the way I did it. So I started with my title card. I knew I wanted to use those tags, and you saw me fuzzy cutting the April card that is from the extravagant hope kit from Brandi Kincaid. That is a printable, and I print my printables at Staples. It is really easy. They have, if you search for print Staples, you should get to a website um, where you can actually. Now I'm distracted. I just got an email. Sorry. Again, you should be able to just upload your file and then choose the paper, and I always choose the color expression, and then I print them. She includes PDFs, and those work really well. So I fuzzy cut the April, I worked on my title card, and then I just started slow. Cut down the photos to fit on the journaling cards, swapped cards around a lot, and then I went into my die cut box. Now, that is a really great thing. I just add all the current die cuts that I receive from Coco Daisy, things that are from my from older kits. Everything that I have left over goes in there. But since I haven't scrapbooked in 2 months, it's really full because I always get new product in from the Coco Daisy kits. So I have the June kits almost untouched. I have the July kits almost untouched. And even though I'm actually weeding through the die cuts before I put them in, I'm not going to put in any die cuts that I know I won't use. It's still full. I purchased the Hip Kit Club kits in February as a birthday treat, and I had packages that I hadn't even opened yet, dumped them in there, so that's there too, and it's full, which makes it hard to scrapbook, especially when you don't have your mojo bag, because or not you, I am so indecisive when I don't really know, when I'm not in the scrappy mood. I was in a scrappy mood. I just didn't have the artsy thing going at that moment. Maybe let's say it that way. So that's what happened there. Oh yeah, and also I purchased, like, the circle was from a Day in the Life kit that I purchased from Ellie Edwards. And yeah, I have my elbow here. I'm looking through labels. Maybe I could use labels because, it looked so not very much embellished. I thought I need stuff on there because from scrapbooking, I love creating embellishment clusters. And when you see me working through the next weeks, you will see that my embellishment style gets a lot very minimalistic. And that is totally okay, right? If that works for you at the moment, you don't have to drop billions and billions of embellishment onto your photos and papers, and you don't have to embellish each and every page or card in a Project Life spread, because it works as a cohesive spread, so you don't really need to have all of that on there. And now I'm just going over to journal, and this card is from Coco Daisy, from their, maybe it's the April Pocket Life kit, not really sure. That one that I'm putting on this screenshot is from Brandi Kincaid. It's another printable, I think. It could be a card from Feed Your Craft that I received in a kit, but I don't think so. Yeah, and now I'm sticking down this die cut that says Better Together, but I'm actually going to remove it later on. And now I'm just, yeah, as I said, working my way through the sets of photos and cards that belong together. Yeah, and that's actually what I'm doing. I'm cutting down this tab because I'm not really a tab person, so I'm making a label out of this, and I don't even know if I end up using it on the final spread. We'll see what happens. My formula for picking cards. You can see I often look at the photos first. No, not often. I always pull out my photos. Then I lay them out and look at them, and then I look for colors that are most dominant. Which totally doesn't make sense because there's lots of bright blue in my photos. As you can see, I have bright blue on that mat at the bottom, and I have bright blue in this screenshot here. But I didn't choose any blue cards. I had green in the bottom right photo, and I also had this ochre color from the photo that is on the yellow card. Yeah, and then I just start looking through. I'm looking for specific cards that have titles that I could use for journaling. Maybe something happened that week that needs a special card. And then I'm starting to gather all of that. And I found this. I think what I did when I chose cards for this spread was I looked through, or I know for sure, I usually look through my 4x6 cards first to choose a title card. And that is, I found this one, and it had this green in there, which was in my green grassy photo at the bottom. And so I knew I had colors that were represented in my photo. And then I went off that title card and picked cards that would go with that. So I picked a yellow card. I picked another one that was greenish. That is a striped card and on the bottom. Then I picked this pink with the Take a Deep Breath photo, title on there. And then I looked for cards that would go with all of that. And that's where I ended up with the ones that I have here on my spread right now. And you saw me before going through my die cuts, and those I also choose according to color. Definitely I'm looking at what they say. And then I try to spread them out so that I can create visual triangles. I'm trying to choose similar shapes like the banners here. And then again, as I said, I try to create visual triangles. So I have the yellow banner up there. I have a yellow card. I have the yellow tag in the title card. I have this green banner. I have another banner in the top. I have the same colors represented in the title card again. And I have a green card at the bottom. I have a visual triangle with the stark blues. I have the clouds. I have the mat, and I have the speech bubble over there in my screenshot. That is how I work with creating visual triangles and trying to create cohesive spreads. Sometimes it works easy. Sometimes I take a long time, but I try, and I think I succeed in creating spreads that look like they belong together. And that's my whole goal while preserving memories. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until then, bye.